Day 673 and 674. Definitely fell a little behind, but we're back here with the pup, and we had just a long day Sunday. We got up around, oh my gosh, what time was it? I mean, in California, I think it was 4 o'clock. Walked this one. It was still raining, so we didn't walk too long, which was enough for her to go outside and go to the bathroom. And then came back in, got ready, made sure everyone else was getting ready, and then took the runner to my friend to what we thought was the original pickup, because the buses picked everyone up from pretty much the finish line and dropped them off at the start. And I said, I'm gonna stay here until you text or call and say that this is the right bus. And it took 2 minutes. They went over and they said, oh, we're not the right bus. We're kind of in a line to get over there. Just head 9 blocks up this way, whatever. So we went 9 blocks up. There was no one. So I think they told you the wrong 9 blocks. It should have been 9 blocks. I don't know, it would have been, was it east? West? West instead of north? Something like that. It was a little hard to tell at night, in the middle of the night. So we drove around for about 15 minutes, got stuck on one-way streets and road closures. So we got as close as we could. We saw a bunch of people getting dropped off, so we just said, drop off, follow the crowd, you'll find the right bus. And then they got on the right bus, but the bus got lost, and so they were trying to find the right directions. And then I went back. I thought about going for a run a little bit later, but I was just a little tired, so it took me about 40 minutes to wind down. Took another hour nap, got up, walked the pup again, because it was just sunny out, as opposed to the last 24 hours being not smoggy, but rainy and foggy. Not smoggy, foggy. Then we had a nice little walk. I thought about going for a run again, but I don't know, I just didn't go. And so we just went and had breakfast at the downstairs. And then the pup's just sleeping. That crazy eye. You okay? You awake? You can lay down. You can lay down. You're okay. And then after breakfast, just said, hey, let's pack up. Let's get over to the race. We tried to get there at 10:30. We got there closer to 11, just because of the road closures, people parking everywhere, and then the parking meter, the little ticket dispenser had jammed. And so the people before us said, oh, we had to stick our hand up and rip the ticket out. And so I said, okay. So I tried to look for something. I didn't feel anything. And then it's like, okay, there's a ticket. And I looked at it and it was blank. And so I just pulled it out a little bit, ripped a ticket, and put it on the front dashboard in case they saw. But I was like, I can show you my bank account that it charged. So I paid. We went about 5 or 6 blocks over to get to the finish line. And there was a line to get in the finish line. So that was crazy. And then we were there for about 5 or 10 minutes, and they started letting more people in. And they were announcing that anyone without bags can just go through here. Anyone with bags needs to get checked in, get searched. So that was a little bit of a process. We went in, and there's 2 finishing chutes, which was another block away, so that wasn't a big deal. We went down the wrong one, and I saw someone had already finished, and I said, excuse me, is this side the finish A or B? And they said, this is B. So we went back another block, went around, got there with a minute to spare. They came in, and they were limping, and they were having a tough time. Just their right leg just cramped up and gave out on them. So they were hobbling around. So we said, let's get you to the finish line, sit down, give you a minute to rest, and then we'll head out and figure out where we're going. So we did that, and as we started walking back, it started to rain. And so we said, a good thing we ended when we did, because this would not have been a fun time for you to race in. we just sat for about 15-20 minutes. And I was like, what do you want? Are you cold? Are you warm? Do you want something to eat? And they said, no. I had a bunch of food on the course. There was people handing out muffins, people handing out, I think they said Gatorade, and there was, I think, someone there even with alcohol. So they said, if you can show them your ID, they'll give you the alcohol. And they're just generous people hanging out there at the marathon on the course. So they said, I am so full, I don't want anything. And so I said, there's about a Starbucks 15 minutes away. Let's go there, get you something warm. So we got a little chai tea something mix, I don't know. And then they passed out, and I just said, let's just head towards Anthem. We'll figure it out when we get there. And the original plan was to go find another hotel in Anthem, wake up in the morning, and go to Knott's Berry Farm, Universal Studios, and then check out early next day, drive back Tuesday. Well, we drove there, grabbed food at Wing Empire, which is pretty good. Had a great time. Very reasonable prices and very generous portions of food for the price. And then we ate and started the drive back. So it was about a 6-hour drive to Anthem, and then about a 5.5 hour drive back from Anthem back to the Phoenix area. So we did that, and they just said, yeah, I can't find a hotel, so let's just drive back. I said, are you sure? And said, you just finished the marathon. Your body's going to be depleted. You're going to be hungry and thirsty. You want to relax, and I can drive at least another 3 or 4 hours. And then if you want to take another nap and then wake up and finish the last hour, we should be good. I said, oh, no, I'm going to drive. And I said, okay. And I was a little bit worried, so I stayed up. And we were just chatting, and we ended up playing a game. If you find a red car, you get a quarter. So me and her daughter were playing the game, and she was just catching all the red cars until she passed out. And then I think she got to $4, $4.50. So I caught up and got to $1.50, $1.75. But we had drove straight from the Wing Empire back. We stopped for gas. Did we stop for gas? I don't know if we did stop for gas. I think we filled up before and we made it all the way back. I think we did. It's kind of a blur. It was a lot of driving, a lot of rain, and a lot of time being in the car again, which gave me a little bit of the chills. Like, it was a little bit more of a spacious car, so that helped. But oh my gosh, it was a lot. We got back. We didn't leave the little Wing Empire until I think it was 8:30 California time. It was 9:30 Arizona time. We got back at 9:30 because of the hour time difference. Our time, and just crashed out. I just passed out. It was so exhausting, and the next day I didn't do anything. And yesterday it was just get up, walk the pup, hang out, eat some food. We had some leftovers from Wing Empire, so we had that. Watched the show True Story with Kevin Hart. I dozed off again. And then we hung out, put up their Christmas tree, watched the movie Nope, ate pizza, hadn't had, just called it a night. It was done. So that was the last 2 days. And then, yeah, just have some catching up to do. So that was the rest of the weekend in California. And trying to get back into routine right now. It's not going too well, but I think my body and mind are just trying to recover from the long drive, long weekend. So we'll get back to it. Got a little time, but we got to prep for the race, the next half marathon, the rock and roll. So let's get to it. Run your life with health and happiness, and have a good night.